There's only one God. Well, darling, there's only one God.
Welcome to the Dirty Bag Podcast. I'm your host, Cookie, and as always, you could be anywhere listening to anybody, but you're here, but you're here, but your girl, but you're here, but your girl. Can I be honest with y'all? I have not felt like doing much. I have not been inspired to create lately. The only thing I've wanted to do is crawl up and just take a break from social media. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm over here, I have wanted to shut the world out because everything has just felt so damn heavy. Like it feels like we're in a simulation right now. Like America is not, it's not a real place. You know how we say like, this ain't a real place? This country and this administration is not a real place. We got folks being snatched up in broad daylight because they got melanin in their skin. Anybody, a Jorge, a Maria, and now Haitians, because Trump then said, you know what, y'all can go too. This whole ICE project, or AKA bounty hunters, country ass, Bilbo, fucking inbred ass motherfuckers y'all done unleashed on these cities is terrible. And as part of the 92%, I know what we said last year. I know we was taking a break, taking our capes off. And I want to give an apology to the black women that were like, y'all sound dumb as hell. I know that we gave y'all pushback. And the thing is, I knew where y'all heart was, because there are a lot of y'all that are just organizers. You are activists. You stand up for marginalized people. So you understand there's really no rest. Realistically, you can never rest because it's the work. And that what impacts one group is going to trickle down to everybody. I think there was just so much fatigue after the election, frustration, hurt, that people just needed to step back. But now that we are in this thing and Project 25 is coming alive every day in every way, it's like we can't afford to be still. Although right now our main focus should be self-preservation and building community and making sure we have the things that we have, because this thing is sinking like the Titanic. We can't just sit by and watch. So I want to share with y'all, I actually witnessed an ICE arrest recently. And I'm not going to hold y'all. This shit fucked me up. I'm minding my business. I'm heading to get coffee. I got to get these appointments. I got to get ready to work. And I see the unmarked cars, the lights flash on. And it's one thing to see the clips on TikTok and Instagram, but to see it in person and the way they just swoop in, how quick it happens. So I pulled over and I started recording. This is what we know to do, right? And it went on for so long, at some point I had to leave. Like, they got one guy out the car. You can tell they're trying to talk to him because clearly they don't appear to be illegal. Like, they're not letting it go. And you can tell that one person, the passenger, had a paper he was trying to show. Obviously, it's his papers. I have to leave. I come back. The truck is abandoned. So obviously the arrest was successful. Everybody in the truck. So I'm sitting here like, bruh, this is crazy. Like, we got to inform somebody got to do something. This truck is abandoned in this neighborhood. This is in front of somebody's house. A car full of Latinos drive by. I kind of flagged them down like, yo, this is what just happened. I don't know what to do. So one of the guys gets out and he goes to the truck, which is unlocked. And there is somebody's papers in the passenger seat. And y'all, when I saw the birth date, when I saw 2004, my son was born in 2002. My heart sank because I'm like, yo, y'all just snatched up a kid. But not only that, he got his papers. So called the relative, because there was a guardian listed on this paperwork. And she didn't answer, so I had to shoot her a text like, hey, this is what just happened. And it just, long story short, it messed me up. I cried. Because it's like, this is really the time we living in. People can literally just get snatched up, headed to work. This man and his racist ass base are literally out here. It's ethnic cleansing. Like, to know that this is the world we live in right now, it's been weighing heavier than I thought it would. Again, we knew what Trump was going to do before it to happen. And the fact that it's heavy in Cali right now, this is where they're doing a lot of their experiments, their practices. ICE is out everywhere. I think the goal is, if you can bring Cali down, everybody else will fall in line. But they pushing back, and so are these Haitians. So with these ICE raids going on and us having money for this, but not money to send to St. Louis because there are people that are still have not received relief from the tornado. Taking y'all sweet time to help out Texas after the flood. So many things y'all can put money to. You putting it on this bullshit and bothering people that you can only snatch up at work, meaning they actually have jobs. Going to elementary schools, you terrorizing families, you freaking out little kids. You're ripping them from their families. This is why I do not feel bad about blocking and deleting Trump supporters, black or white. And speaking of black, so the Essence Fest was recently, and there were a few influencers that teamed up with Target. Let's get into this boycott, y'all. Now, I'm proud of everybody that's done so well in the midst of them rolling back their DEI initiatives. So many of y'all said, bump that red dot, we not going there. So many of y'all being so concerned about the black brands that are in there, instead of us just buying directly from the website, y'all said, well, what we got to do is go to Target and support the black brands. Just go to support the black brands. Bruh, y'all couldn't even go to Essence and ignore the Target activation. So how did you, what? So there were influencers that teamed up with Target, and there was one in particular, Aisha the Great, that before the weekend, this girl, I mean, bold as hell. Before the weekend gets crazy, I'm at Essence Fest with Target. No, I'm not hiding it. I showed up because the black women behind the scenes made this happen. And I want to see what plans they have for us. Stay tuned. These corporations got black folks pegged. They got us pegged. You want to know why? Because all they got to do is offer some of y'all a seat at the table and you fold like origami every time. Did it make me mad? No, absolutely not. The fact that y'all expect every black person to get on board with these boycotts and then you just being outraged when they don't tells me y'all don't know a thing about history for real, for real. Not everybody was on board with the Montgomery bus boycott. Not everybody cared for MLK. Not every black person was on board during the civil rights movement. Some people have an individualist mindset and they care about their bag and their bread. And that's a lot of influencers. They do not care about the collective at all. They care about content, getting a seat at the table, getting to say they were chosen. It is what it is. And I think that instead of y'all complaining about them, I think y'all should kind of ignore them, right? Because the more you talk about them, you amplify them, and you put more money in their pocket because now everybody knows about who it is. So not to say that it's not disappointing, because I mean, why can't you get behind your people? So that's my thoughts on that. There are a lot of people you're not going to win over. And I think to argue back and forth with them, think about Walmart. I was trying to boycott Walmart. What did they do? They went and got Nia Long. They got Nia Long and Lorenz Tate. They said, we giving y'all Love Jones. And I'm sure it might have been recorded prior to, but it's the timing of the marketing. These corporations know that so many of us care about our pockets. All they got to do is give a few opportunities and all is right in the world. You know, like I said before, a lot of people want to be influencers, but they're not necessarily influencing in the ways that they need to. Some of them people, some of the 92%, because again, some of these women that are getting behind these brands and partner up with them, they were a part of the 92%. But let's be clear, a lot of the 92%'s work started with Kamala Harris and it ended with Kamala Harris. Outside of that, they ain't never used their voice for shit. They just love the idea of an AKA and an HBCU grad and somebody that looked like them in office. But do these people use their voices for different causes? To amplify the voices, to bring attention to issues? No, they don't. So all 92%ers are not created equal. Let's be mindful of this. And I think that once you understand that, you'll move accordingly. I think that we're in a time right now where people are going to be picking their circles a lot more wisely, because you want folks around you that you know if shit hits the fan, they got your back. Somebody that will sell you out for a brand that's made it clear that they going to fall in line behind Trump, it's probably not somebody you want to put a whole lot of faith in. That's just me. So I'm gonna give you an example of some getting a seat at the table done right. I don't have a problem with anybody getting opportunities. I don't, because we do need representation in a lot of these rooms to make change, right? But it's about what you do when you get that seat. So when you get that seat, are you just thanking them for the opportunity, you twirling in your content, or are you gonna hold their feet to the fire about things that they've done wrong to the minorities that they swore to support and back up? In 2014, at the height of the protest, there were 3 activists that were chosen to travel to DC to meet with Obama. One of them was an artist by the name of T-Dub, Ashley Yates, and then there was Rasheen. Rasheen, I don't want to mess your name up. I don't want to mess your Aldridge, he's now a politician in St. Louis. He's doing his thing. But these were not yes men and yes women that were sent to the White House. These were people that wanted to go and talk to Obama about what was going on the ground, police violence, and what they felt he could do on his end to support black people. These are people that did not mind asking the tough questions. So I think that if people are going to get a seat at the table, you need to come prepared to ask the tough questions. Don't just let it be a cute opportunity for you, but let your people know, yeah, I'm in this room with this brand right now, but you know what? I'm riding for my people. So I'm going to ask some tough questions, not getting online and saying, well, I'm just letting y'all know. I'm doing this with Target. I'm not hiding it, and it is what it is. It comes off very smug and very arrogant and very, what y'all gonna do about it? And that's jacked up, because honestly, you have your platform because the people supported you. You have your platform because folks that might lose benefits as a result of Project 25 and all these programs being cut, these people support you. So it's unfortunate, but I guess it is what it is, right? So yeah. So because a lot of these things going on, just the heaviness, it has been so hard for me. I don't know if everybody else is going through this as a creative, but I've just been like, bruh, I know I came off of 3 months, almost 4 months, but I want 4 more months. I'm not going to hold y'all. I would love to just shut down my social media for a while. And the one thing I don't give a damn about is red pill, blue pill, and black people arguing with each other right now. Bro, we ain't got time, black men, y'all. Leadership. Let me know the ETA. Stop arguing about stupid ass shit. Because what are we going to do in this time? For people that are going to lose these benefits as these programs get cut, what are you prepared to do? That's the question. Who are you in this moment? I'm going to tell y'all, there were creatives during election season before November that will use their platform as an opportunity to discuss why they didn't think they needed to vote. That bothered me. I'm going to be honest. A lot of you podcasters and creatives with large platforms that thought it was okay to make light of this situation during the election and Trump and all of that, I side-eye y'all. I don't look at a lot of people the same. I'm not going to hold you. I do not look at a lot of creatives the same that failed to use that opportunity to educate, even to just encourage people to go to the polls. It's hard for me to trust you as a leader. It truly does, because you can't want people's money. You can't want people to come to your events, your panels, to pay for your courses, but you don't care about the things that impact them. And I think a lot of Latino folks gonna look at some of y'all the same. Like, yo, you ain't gonna speak up for the issues that's going on, but you want me to come do X, Y, Z for you? That's crazy. I'm not here for it. But I think you do need to understand there are a lot of people who side with brands, who are still looking for brand deals, that won't speak up about boycotts. And again, if you don't want to boycott, that's cool. I'm not holding anybody's feet to the fire, but when y'all complain about the boycotts and how it impacts you with these brands you work with, now that's when we do belt to ass. Because girl, boy, bye. No, for real. Don't complain about folks standing for something. Boycotts are not meant to be comfortable. They are quite inconvenient. They're inconvenient. It's going to cost you something. But I think that we're in a time where people just want to get theirs at the expense of making real change. And I don't know. I think that when we come out of this, because at some point we will, I don't know how long it's going to take, people are going to look at content creation and being influencers a lot different. And I'm curious as to what it's going to look like on the other side, the same way when we came out of COVID. Stand for some shit or just fall for everything. But before I forget, I will never forgive y'all, because now protests are back underway. Bruh, y'all really told Latinos that they needed to show up to these protests, these ICE protests, without Mexican flags? A white woman went viral for saying that optics were very important right now and that all eyes are watching us, as if they weren't already. We are the laughingstock of the world. And that to show unity, you needed to put away your Mexican flags and your Palestinian flags and come out with American flags, so that way the cameras in the world could see that they're attacking U.S. citizens. This is going to be in the history. What? And y'all goofy asses took that same video and became echo chambers. Either you shared the video or you recreated the same damn content. Bro, we didn't teach y'all shit. When you buck up against the system, when you dare to push back, you are an automatic enemy of the state. It don't matter what flag you got out there. And the thing is, some of them took heed to y'all advice and came out there with American flags. And you know what happened that day? They got trampled by horses. They got trampled by horses. It does not matter. And in fact, I'm going to be honest with y'all, that's actually quite racist to me. Because you're telling somebody not to show up to a protest with their flag, which is really, that's a show of cultural pride. That's all it is. People can go around with the Confederate flag. Y'all don't say nothing. Israel flags. Y'all don't say nothing about that. I think that some of y'all will support black and brown people protesting as long as they do it in a way that's digestible and that makes you comfortable. And telling somebody not to show up to a protest with their flag, it says more about you than it does about them. I think as far as optics, people getting snatched away from their children in broad daylight and the children being left on the curb to cry is enough optics. I think people getting snatched up on their work site and them saying, I have my papers, or even worse, yo, I'm a U.S. citizen, and getting snatched up anyways, those are the optics. Not how people show up afterwards, not how people respond to being torn from their families afterwards. So I'm sorry, that was the dumbest piece of advice I've ever seen anybody given. And it's always going to come from folks that ain't getting in the trenches with you. No matter how you protest, people are not going to be 100% supportive because you're protesting. Don't ever tell marginalized people how to combat violence when you're not willing to get out there. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. If y'all support Latino communities that much on the ground, white folks, y'all need to show up. Soccer moms with y'all SUVs and your lattes, get your ass out there and lock arms in front of everybody. Want to know why? Because you're not even going to get a sliver of the brutality black and brown folks will. And I know this from experience. That's how you show solidarity. When you have privilege, you put your privilege on the line to protect the people that you claim that you are an ally for. A lot of y'all are not allies. And y'all better watch these allies too. If I were somebody to give advice to protesters, I'm not saying I am, when you out there on the ground, you got to be very careful. There will be ops in the crowd. There will be folks that are planted to disrupt and cause chaos so that law enforcement, ICE, or whoever can unleash true terror on y'all. You got to be mindful of allies, because as you can see with the whole flag thing, some people have a God complex. There are people that claim to support you. They think they know better than you, and they feel that because they're supporting you, you should listen to them. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I would love to get on this camera and say, guys, violence is not the answer at these protests, but you know what? Sometimes it depends on the goddamn question. We know what makes change. Haitians taught y'all what makes change. So don't tell folks how to protest, because at this point we've seen years of resistance. We know what works and what doesn't work. We know what gets responses and what doesn't get responses. And also in this case, probably one of the worst we've ever seen, violent or peaceful, they're snatching your families up. A lot of these are bounty hunters that have said they getting 1,000 to 1,200 a head. So it's a numbers game, like any sales job. That's what it is at this point. They're meeting a quota. So nobody's safe. So when people know they're not safe, let them resist how they see fit. What you can do is give resources. What you can do is put your body on the line. Or you can have a tall glass of shut the hell up. That's all I got. Thank you guys for tapping in with me today. Folks are getting snatched up in broad daylight. Be safe out here. And who knows what new disease gonna get ugly? Who knows? Wear your mask, wash your hands, socially distance, and when you get a free moment, please remember to clean out your dirty bag. Till next time.
Darling, there's only one God. Well, darling, there's only one God.